Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the first episode of In My Opinion with Madam Money. Hashtag IMO. I'm going to give you my opinion on all things dealing with money in the news today and how it affects you in your pocketbook, you individually. And today, for the first episode, I want to talk to you about your finances. Is it a thermometer or a thermostat? So today I had a very interesting conversation with a few people, and someone brought up a fact of, or brought up something like, you're either a thermometer or a thermostat with the people that you're around. And I thought the conversation was very intriguing. So, of course, everything that I do, when I listen to something, when I watch a movie, I'm always looking for the undertones of financial lessons, of how it affects us financially, how to integrate the lesson financially. And when I thought about this, I thought about way back in the day when I was really young. I was really young. And when I was playing hooky, or when I wasn't feeling well, or at least I wanted my mom to think I wasn't feeling well, I used to tell her, Mom, I'm sick, or whatever. She would feel my head, and then she would ask me what's hurting or whatever. And then the next thing she would do is go get the thermometer, right? So the thermometer, she would bring that out, and she would take my temperature. So for her, the temperature, if the temperature was high, even though I may have felt cool to the touch or felt normal, my insides or my body temperature or the thermometer would indicate whether something was wrong, right? And in most cases, even though I may have felt hot because I laid under the electric blanket, or I did something, rub my forehead really hard to make it feel warm or whatever, no matter what I did for my external, my mom would take the thermometer, and then she would do the thermometer, and it would take my temperature, and the temperature would come normal. So pretty much the temperature would say that I'm normal, or pretty much tell on me. So based on the temperature from the thermometer, my mom would either say, oh, I need to call a doctor, or say, get your ass up and go to school, right? So the thermometer had one job, was to tell the temperature of of my being, my internal beings, which will tell me whether I feel good, feel bad, something's good, something's wrong. The temperature would say something about my current state of being, right? Now, as I got older, I realized that in the household, when it got warm, I could change the thermometer and it would make it cooler. Or if I got cold, I can change the thermometer and it would make it warmer. And what I noticed about the thermometer now is that I had the control. I could make my life as comfortable as I want based on how I feel and based on what I want it to feel, right? So if I was hot, but I wanted to feel cool, I would turn the thermometer down so it would blow more air until it got down to that temperature. Or if I was cold and I needed to feel warmer, I would turn the thermometer up and turn the heat on so it would blow heat until I felt warm. But I set the temperature. I made sure I set the temperature of what I wanted. So I was in control. I controlled based on how I felt and how I wanted to feel. I turned the temperature on and off based on what I wanted. And then the system automatically would maintain the level of comfort that I wanted. I was in control. So as we were having this conversation today, I realized where I had the power, where I had the control all along. I didn't have the control over the thermometer, because the thermometer was just telling the temperature of what I currently was, what my current state was, right? But I had to make some changes of whether I was going to be better. But the thermometer told me if I was sick, so I'd have to take medication to feel better. The thermometer told me if I was well, and, if I needed to do something to feel sick so my mom wouldn't make me go to school, right? But the thermostat, I controlled the thermostat. Based on how I felt and what I wanted to be comfortable, I can turn a thermostat up or down, heat or cold, fan or auto, whatever. I controlled that. I controlled the thermometer or the thermostat, but I can't control the thermometer. Thermometer just says what it is. So, of course, as we're having this discussion, I realized, oh, that's what's going on. Many of us are treating our finances as a thermometer. We're basing our emotions based on what the financial thermometer says. We're looking at our bank account, our pockets, how much money we have. That determines whether we're financially sick, financially well, financially happy, financially sad. We are using our money as a financial thermometer, whereas we should be using our finances as a thermostat. We should control our finances. If we're not comfortable and we need to be comfortable, we should raise the temperature up on our savings, on our investing, on our giving. We should be able to turn the thermostat down on our spending and maybe on some of the investing if we need to save more. We should have the control over our finances to determine our comfortability and then raise the temperature or lower the temperature based on what we feel is comfortable. Now, what I've noticed, especially with my best friend, shout out to Edeline Dryden of Dryden Tax and Accounting Services, she likes it hot. She likes it warm. And we learned that, unfortunately, when we had to stay in a hotel room together. But guess what? I hate the heat. I hate the heat. There's nothing about the heat that I like unless I'm really, really cold, right? I like it cool. I like the ice box, baby. That's where my heart is. I like the ice box, right? Now, if I'm cold, y'all are freezing. So I turn the thermostat, the air condition on, and I make it as cold as possible because I'd rather be cold than hot. Unfortunately, she'd rather be hot, and she can't deal with the cold, okay? But when we're in separate rooms, she can control the heat. She has it on 80, 85, and I cannot go in her room. But I have my temperature down to maybe 60, maybe 65, 69 or whatever, right? But I control the temperature in my room. It's the same with our finances. Are you going to allow your finances to be a thermometer to tell you where you are and control where you are? Or are you going to make it a thermostat where you control it and you turn it up or you turn it down or you maintain? So in my opinion, I believe that we should make our finances a thermometer or thermostat, right? We should make it a thermostat. Now, we need a thermometer every now and then because we may need to do litmus tests. So if I've turned the heat up on my savings and investing, I may want to take my temperature and see how I'm doing. Okay, I'm doing better. I have more money in my savings account or in my investment account, okay? Thermometers are very good for what it's good for. It's got one job. One job. What's the temperature? But we need to make our finances a thermostat where we control the temperature based on our comfortability, not their comfortability, not my best friend's comfortability, not my family's comfortability, my comfortability. Where will I feel safe? Where will I feel comfort with my finances? And you turn the thermostat up or down based on what you feel is comfortable. So how do we do that, Tara? How do we turn our finances from a thermometer to a thermostat? Well, the first thing is you have to understand what your temperature is, where you are. So that's where the thermometer comes. What is in your savings account? What is in your bank account? What is in your investment account? You need to have the thermometer to understand where you are. Are you healthy? Are you sick financially? Once you understand that, now you can turn the volume up or turn the heat up or turn the AC up based on where you are and what your temperature and how you feel. So if I'm feeling hot right now, but I want to feel cool, I understand I'm hot, so now I need to turn the thermostat down and turn the AC up so that I can feel cool. But what's important is that you understand where those are. And there's 4 main areas. There's saving, spending, investing, and giving. Those are the 4 main areas of your life, of your financial life. I call them your financial languages. That's what my new book is about, 4 financial languages. What is your dominant financial language, right? So if your dominant financial language is spending, but you know what? You need to save more. You need to invest more. At least you know where you are with all your money with the thermometer. But now with the thermostat, you're able to ramp up your savings. You're able to ramp up your investing. Instead of spending on stuff you don't need, you're going to spend more on savings, spend more on investing. But you have to understand and respect your financial language in order to do that. If you don't understand or respect your financial language, you're not going to understand or be able to speak in someone else's financial language. So if you're a spender and you're living with a saver, if you don't respect your financial language, understand your financial language, and make it a thermostat where you can control it, you will never understand and respect your spouse's, your mate, your roommate, your business partner's financial language. So you first have to understand your financial language. Respect it. Understand it. There's nothing wrong with being a spender. Being a saver is no better than being a spender, being an investor, being a giver. Doesn't make you better. Being an investor doesn't make you better. What makes us all worse is when we do things in excess. When we use everything as a thermometer and then we ignore the symptoms. We ignore the signs. We ignore that we have a fever, a financial fever. We ignore we have a financial fever. So when we ignore we have a financial fever, we're going to get financially sick more. And then by the time we want to do something about it, it's too late. So don't be that chick. Understand where you are financially with your financial thermometer. Look at your bank account. Look at your savings account. Look at your investment account. Look how you give. And then make a decision on how you're going to control that by making your finances a thermostat. But you have to understand what your financial languages are. If you don't understand your dominant financial language, you'll never be able to be fiscally bilingual. You'll never be able to speak in different languages, different financial languages. So if you're married to a saver and you're a spender and you don't understand yours, you're not going to be able to speak savings. You're not going to be able to speak investing and you want to invest more. You're not going to be able to speak giving, and that's what leads you to prosperity. So you got to do it. How do I do that, Tara? How do I learn my financial language? Well, I'm glad you asked. Go to 4financiallanguages.com, the number 4financiallanguages.com, or go to 4, F-O-U-R, financiallanguages.com. Learn your financial languages. Pre-order your book and learn that. But in my opinion, we need to stop treating our finances like a thermometer and just telling us where we are. And we need to start thinking of our finances as a thermostat where we control it. We understand what we want our comfortability to be, and we turn up the heat or turn down the heat or turn up the AC or turn down the AC. We control our finances. That's the only way we're going to be successful. That's what the successful people do. That's what the wealthy people do. That's what the happy people do. They treat their finances as financial thermostats. That's my opinion. If you like my opinion, please share, like this, share it to the world. And in the next episode of #IML, in my opinion, I'm going to talk about Apple and their new streaming service, as well as the new IPOs with Uber and Lyft, and how all of that is going to affect your pocketbook, in my opinion.